Be giving away $200 worth of Bitcoin to the lucky participants who answer some questions correctly. It's the crypto lifestyle, baby! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Crypto Lifestyle live stream interview edition. And oh me, oh my, do I have a very special treat for each and every one of my fellow crypto lifestylers. Not only am I going to be giving away free Bitcoin to live stream participants who answer some questions first and correctly, but more importantly, we will be interviewing Brandon Smith, aka Brandon Bondly on Telegram, who is the CEO of Bondly, which in my humble opinion is a top tier project that will be joining the Polkadot ecosystem. Oh yeah, and by the way, there is an initial DEX offering. So if you're interested in that, do pay close attention so you can be filled in on the details on how you could partake in the party. Well, Brandon, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, coming onto the program. It's quite a pleasure to have you on, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. I would make any time for you, buddy.
Right on, man. That's what I like to hear. Okay, well, as you know, Brandon, we are broadcasting live here on YouTube. I just want to say hello to the people who are here already joining us before we actually get a really kick-started over here about all the fun stuff about Bondly, BONDDEX, and all that kind of stuff, okay? So we do have Pia Miras here. MK is up in the house saying, this is going to be fire. We got Super Kitty say hello. Happy Flexibility is here. We got Big Kima's here as well. He says, welcome, man. Okay, so, I mean, what could I say? Look at that, perfect timing as soon as the song finishes too. So let's talk about this before we get into like all the good stuff of, you know, what Bondly is and your exciting 3 products that are coming up. Let's first talk a bit about yourself and your professional background, if you don't mind, and how you got into this space to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely. So the past 15 years of my life, I spent in financial services professionally. So I worked for a big consulting firm called PwC. And throughout that process, I worked with most of the major banks, especially the ones in the West, like, for example, Citibank, HSBC, Santander. These are all banks I worked for. And the focus there was, what I realized is that trying to build an innovative app from the inside was going to be extremely difficult, right? So we had a lot of great projects, and I made a lot of relationships. But honestly, financial services is ripe in every direction for a disruption, and that's what crypto is to us. So most recently, I worked for another startup called ShieldPay, and they had a really awesome vision of how to make digital escrow and marketplaces much easier to interact with. But still, there was limitations, especially in Western countries, about how you can do business with each other. So out of all those experiences, my conclusion, banks suck, and we need crypto in order for us to move forward as an economy. So Bondly is really the genesis of all these things. It's our whole team's experience with e-commerce, our whole team's experience with payments, and our experience with just, you know, delivering cool products. And all those things combined is what makes Bondly great.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. You know, a lot of people would say, like, I get this asked a lot, right? They say, hey, Francis, what do you think of banks like offering, say, like Bitcoin ETFs? I remember when that was the thing sometime last year. And I was like, no, the whole reason why blockchain is here, I'm sorry, guys, if I'm loud, but the whole reason why blockchain is here is to get rid of that, to get rid of these middlemen. Times are changing, right? So I'm glad to hear that, you know, your sentiment, you know, your response is similar to mine's and to the majority of my subscribers as well. So that's good stuff there. Okay, so let's head on over to the next question here. So once again, if you could tell us, I know you did touch upon it just now, but a little bit more of Bondly in more detail without getting into the actual three products, which is BONDDEX, BONDProtect, and BONDSwap, because we'll get to that thereafter.
Right. So the way I like to think about it is this, right? So we're a fintech payment rail that's built for the next generation of e-commerce. So we're similar to, maybe some of your fans know, similar to a product called Stripe. And Stripe really changed how people online thought about e-commerce, because they made it super easy to integrate credit cards into their site. So we're like them, only we're cheaper. We're like PayPal, because we offer a lot of products as part of our payment rail, but we're also cheaper than them. and we offer, but we're also smart contract driven. So what that means is you have cross-border capability. So meaning, like, not only are you including everybody who you had before, not only is our payment rail cheaper to integrate into your site and to use us, it's also it's more inclusive. So we have the 2 billion in the world who are unbanked, who can actually join and buy products, as long as they have Bitcoin or another major cryptocurrency.
Right. Speaking of PayPal, they just actually dropped some mega news today. I can actually bring that up right now. So let me just bring up just the clip here. So this is according to Cointelegraph.com and other outlets online. PayPal to offer crypto payments starting in 2021. And over here we actually do have the full article. We could go over this if you guys want to, but I just really want to get. I'm sure a lot of people in the chat. Let me just see who's here. Okay, great. We got a lot more people here. Thank you once again, guys, for joining us. People are talking about the massive news from PayPal. So since you brought that up as well, like it did come out, you did mention PayPal. Let's talk about this. So I can only imagine that our beautiful viewers who are watching us right now are wondering, well, hey man, you're in trouble because PayPal is doing the same thing as you, right? So how would you respond to that? The floor is yours.
Yeah, sure. No, I think they read the bond paper clearly, right?
Yes.
So they're getting no, but I think this is great for us, and because crypto is still a small market, right? So we need more participants, and the fact that they're getting involved and they're publicly doubling down on crypto, it shows how important this is going to be, right? There's plenty of room for us as they're not going to be a smart contract platform, right? They're still using the old rails. They're not using a native DeFi product. So there's still lots of room for all of us to come together. And in fact, I would love to have a partnership with them where they can handle things like fiat onboarding and offboarding, right? So for us, we're completely open to thinking about how our technologies can work together. Bottom line is we have to make e-commerce better and more inclusive to people. We need to add things like what we figured out with one of our products, which is native non-custodial escrow. So if you make a payment to somebody, I mean, maybe a $50 product paying on a website is not is okay. Maybe a 500 one is okay, but then you start to get 5,000, right? If you're buying a used car, if you're buying some sort of web property, which we'll talk about later, but that's 10,000. Like, you don't want to just pay a vendor this, right? You need some sort of intermediary so that you can both do due diligence on both sides. So that's what really we're enabling very easily.
No, absolutely. I don't care. Like, okay, my sentiment is this, and I know I'm interviewing you, but I just got to chime in here a little bit, especially on this topic. So,
sure.
A lot of people who own businesses, right, like some of them would use PayPal as a payment gateway. And in my humbled opinion, I've heard so much horror stories. I've actually personally experienced horror stories with PayPal, like just holding funds, and you have to be questioned and answer them. And if they don't like your answers, guess what? They're freezing that damn account and they're taking that damn money. And I don't know what the hell they do with it, but one can only imagine. I don't want to speculate, but what I'm trying to get to is your account's frozen. So it's still centralized at the end of the day. However, yes, I mean, we always talk about mass adoption. Now, is this the right step, the step in the right direction? I would say so, yeah, in terms of that. But if you look at like real, decentralized fanatics or crypto fanatics should know, in my opinion, this is just meant for them to still stay somewhat like, the dominant force, right? As a payment gateway or a money transfer business. And they were missing out. They were missing out with crypto, with Bitcoin. Yeah. And what's so funny to me is how PayPal, like, if they found out your business had anything to do with Bitcoin, they don't want that. They don't like that. Right. They would freeze your funds. But yet now, oh, well, guys, guess what? We're going to start doing Bitcoin too now. Come to us. it's such a
Yeah.
monopoly in that regard. You know what I mean? So I'm not for it in that, like that. Yes, it's great exposure. So it's bittersweet for me personally.
Yeah, like I would say this, right? PayPal is one of the most innovative financial services platforms that's ever been created, right? And what did it come out of, right? It came out of very strong e-commerce, which was also being innovative, right? So that's what we see right now, but it's another disruption. So they're very much in the old paradigm, and they move the ball forward. But then I see Bondly as the next step forward, so that we can actually do this. So they can catch up. They can say, "Wow, yeah, Bitcoin's relevant. We should have listened to Jack on Twitter because it's actually it's a viable thing. It's not
Yeah.
just a bunch of people scamming each other, right? It's actually a viable currency, and yeah, so they're catching up. But this is all good news, guys. Like even for whoever's in the crypto space, this is good news for us.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Bitcoin went up a little bit too, if that's what you're into enterprise.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean,
yeah.
you know, that's always a good thing. You know what, guys? If you do have a question for Brandon, I could take one sometime soon. Just, you know, just drop the question in the live chat box, and then I'll get back to you guys within the next 2 minutes. So, Brandon, out of all the networks out there, you know, we got Ethereum and we got other blockchains. Why did you guys go with Polkadot?
Yeah, so just to step back a little bit. So our team is probably the best firm in the West at doing Ethereum and Solidity development. I'm super impressed by them every single day that I get to work with them. To kind of the way that they're thinking through some of the issues and problems that we have. But for us, you know, we're looking to we had to make the choice of what's going to be the next step, because we're not just involving ourselves here and making our own product. We have to think about our customers as well. And for them, a lot of them, they're coming to blockchain for the first time. They don't have blockchain wars. There's no army that they care about that's fighting chain versus chain. So all we have to do is maximize that experience for them. And we chose Polkadot because, really simply, we see that as being one of the next major moves forward in blockchain. So for those of your viewers that don't know, so like Bitcoin represented, you know, digital currency for the first time in blockchain. Awesome. Then we have Ethereum, which is a digital computing, right? We know the currency, and many of your folks probably have it. I'm sure they have different types of tokens, but that really took a step forward that we could have virtual computing. So the next step for us that we see as part of our product mix has to be a blockchain of blockchains. And that's what Polkadot is. Like, I don't know if your folks know this, but it's not just one blockchain. Yeah. You can actually build it however you want to make it exactly fit your specifications, but you still keep the same security model that you have from a larger blockchain.
Yes. Absolutely. No, that makes a lot of sense, right? So this is what I would say as well, right? I'll piggyback on what you said. So like when Bitcoin came out, it was just like really liberating. It was like amazing, right? The ability to send and receive funds without going through a bank. And then Ethereum took it to the next step further. Hey, now we got automated self-executing agreements, also called a smart contract, where you can quote things and just self-execute. So trust is there now. However, Ethereum now, obviously with the gas going up, but more importantly, the scalability and also the you know, it's only bound to one network, ERC20 tokens. Now enter Polkadot, right? And look, I'm all for like Ethereum and, you know, all these things, but at the end of the day, I think Polkadot, they offer a heck of a lot more. Now having the ability to trade all networks on one network, right?
Right.
So
that's totally.
Yeah.
So that's why we made them our home base, right? That that's why that'll be our infrastructure. But I want to just let everybody know, like, because our code is being built in EVM first, we're looking at all these awesome layer one projects, and we're looking for like synergies of how we can go to market with them with some of our customers. Actually, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think we're going to talk about some of the specific products. But I would say this, right, guys, like, look outside of Ethereum. I know that Ethereum is where most of the activity is going on, but there's a ton of stuff that's going on in these other native blockchains that is really worth checking out.
Absolutely. I think that how people also need to look ahead, right? Like right now, I get it. That's where the people are. That's where the most dApps are on Ethereum. But I'm personally gearing up for Polkadot. I got my plans. I'm going to share with my viewers in upcoming videos. Yeah, I'm going to share with them what my game plan is there. Yeah, so you just mentioned products. So let's get to the first one.
Sure.
This one is exciting. They all are really exciting. I'm not blowing smoke up your butt. I'm dead serious when I say this. They are really exciting stuff. Let's first start off with BONDSwap. Could you tell the people, the viewers who are watching, who are interested in Bondly, what is BONDSwap and when can they expect this to go live?
So I'll put it in the context like this: like, if some of your viewers have been in crypto for a long time, you've tried to do an OTC deal before, right? And it's come with a lot of headache. So you've had to transfer somebody funds that you didn't know, didn't really trust, and you had to hope that they sent you something back, right? So either they had those tokens now and you were trying to do a kind of swap with them, or maybe it was a future allocation, right? So this is what BONDSwap is here to fix. So it's a peer-to-peer OTC trade that's completely trustless. That's one aspect of it. And then also it's a one-to-many type as well. So if you have something to sell, some of the altcoins perhaps that you have from the latest DeFi rally, you don't want to put them into an AMM like Uniswap, right? Because what happens, right? You try to sell all of them at once at the market price that they give you, and you end up getting like 5, 6, 7% slippage. So you end up losing out, and then the price is very can change during that sale process.
Right.
So this is it. Our easy answer to this is no. You set the ratio. Every token that you have sells at a specific ratio, and then all you got to do is send this link to anybody. So, and you can send it in Twitter, you can send it in Telegram, anywhere you want, and then somebody can pick it up on the other side. So this is a huge step forward. There's other products that are like this right now, but I don't think any of them have the UX, the capability, the community features, all the things that we'll talk about later. But I think that's where we're really going to be a strong differentiator for this. And yeah, more to come on like that implementation. But I'll tell you that we have 95% of the code done. We're really just focusing on the UX and also the audit right now. It's actually running live on Ropstein at the moment. So in terms of timing, like I'm sort of picky about making sure this is perfect because we have a lot of fans that have been investing in us already in various ways, and we want to make sure that our release is super strong.
Absolutely, absolutely. I like what I hear. So you're saying in Telegram, which everyone's familiar with Telegram, all the moon boys out there dropping stickers. You guys know what I'm talking about, especially you guys. Yeah, so you're saying in Telegram, we'll be able to transact cryptocurrencies. Is that correct? Through some sort of, through the link. Is it through the link you said, right? Through a link?
Yeah, so there's going to be a couple things that I can't wait to tell you guys more about. But there's everybody should go check out parjar.io if you haven't already. So I'll just say we're huge fans of the capability that they have to trade in Telegram itself. So meaning making smart links and using the Telegram bot capabilities. But I will just say that we have smart links implemented in our OTC platform, so anybody will be able to send this to anyone, regardless of chat app. So that's something we were as a mandatory inclusive part of our product, is that you don't have to come directly to us to do that part. Absolutely, we want you to be able to share it and make your own social media your marketplace.
Right. No, absolutely. That makes a heck of a lot of sense to me. That's just a clip of what BONDSwap is in the bond paper. And I like how you guys branded that as not just boring white paper. So that's pretty cool. So you guys definitely go check out Bondly.finance. Click on the bond paper, enter the basic questions, and get your head deep dive into that bond paper. It's really fascinating stuff. I actually interviewed Parjar last year. Those guys. Yeah. Cool guy. Cool guy.
Great.
Yeah. Cool guy. Yeah. Okay. So let me head on over to the live chat and see what people are asking here. I believe Christina had a question, and she asks, Christina asks, in the same way that PayPal are adopting their product to stay relevant, how does Bondly plan to stay flexible in the fast and ever-changing world of fintech? I can repeat that if you like.
So this is the beauty of building another thing while we're building on Polkadot, right? So we can make improvements to our parachain that we're going to be building there without needing to fork. So this is huge. Like this is why it's so legendary. So think about, for those of your folks that are OGs. So think about all the forks that had to happen in prior times with the Bitcoin network, with Ethereum Classic, where they had to fork because of the issue with the DAO. There's all these things like that required these massive forks, and then they split off and made different blockchains, right? So you could say a lot of things, but sometimes that dilutes the value of just having one platform to be able to do everything. And this is amazing because basically it allows us to make changes as we need without having to make a new blockchain every time. And that's one thing. The other thing is, our smart contract layer is built for making improvements, making changes, and introducing new versions. So similar to the voting and governance structure of a DAO, that many of the other DeFi platforms have, we're going to have similar ability to make changes based on things like customer or fan voting. It's going to be very possible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let me just ask you one more question here regarding BONDSwap, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so where was it here? Yeah, Wiz, I believe. Yeah. So he's talking about selling his Twitter account and all that stuff, right? So Wiz, yeah, great. That's why I wanted to ask you, right? So Wiz asks, if I sell a verified Twitter or Instagram account via he's talking about BondProtect, okay, but okay, let's go. Let's go ahead anyways. Via BondProtect, and after some days recover it with my NID or passport. How will Bondly inhabit it via third party? So is BondProtect failed somehow here? He's asking if they could fail via that process. Yeah.
Yes. Wow, these are awesome questions. By the way.
I know, right?
These are going real deep. So, so I'll just say, because we're talking about just Bondly Core today. I'll come on again and let's just hash out next gen NFTs. Absolutely, I can spend as much time as you can give me on that. Okay, sure. But what I'll say is this, right? Yep. We are less than 9 months away from that being possible, and it's through NFT technology that'll be happening. The verification process, all the things you mentioned, the technology is amazing, and it's getting more advanced every day. You guys have heard NFT, even if you have no idea what it is. Still, you've heard the 3 letters used in a sentence if you're in crypto right now, right. Because the fact is there's so much utility and capability that's being added to these that the security part of what you're talking about, it's going to be, I'll just say the end result. I won't get to the juicy center here, but the end result is that there will be you will not be logging in with a username and password. You'll be logging in with a wallet signature.
Awesome.
Like that's what it would be. So.
Awesome. No, thank you for that. That was a great answer there. I hope that answers your question there, Wiz. Okay, now since we're speaking of BondProtect, right? That's my next question. So please express this a little bit more to the viewers. What is BondProtect, and when should they expect this to be live?
Yeah, so BondProtect is our franchise. Like this is the whole e-commerce platform itself. So the way we did it, right, was we built out a set of smart contracts, and we said we need all these, right? We need all these to make a full, complete product for our vision. And by the way, a lot of crypto projects, they start with a technical idea and then build from the bottom up. We were the opposite. So we built a business first and then built from the top down. So that's why we have what we've done so far. We found the business need, we found the objectives, and that's what we built to. So BondProtect really is the graduation of what's been promised in the original Ethereum white paper, which is doing things like escrow, doing things like reoccurring payments. Like this was the dream that Vitalik had when he created Ethereum. And all we're doing is taking these major concepts, which are related to DeFi as well, and we're packaging them in a way that major marketplaces can integrate super easily and just use it and take the benefits of it. So I know that's very high level. I think Bond Paper does a great job laying out what those things are. But the 3 things that makes it better than what you have right now is that, 1, we have escrow, trustless escrow, that's available to anyone to use. So you don't have to be on a marketplace to use it. Actually, we will have a stood up version that's completely Web3. You just have to coordinate with somebody, and you can use that functionality as a DeFi capability. 2, reoccurring payments. So it's super hard right now. If you're thinking about setting up, you want to offer a service that's a monthly service, right? And you want to charge people like people charge for Netflix. But that's
Right.
super hard right now
Right.
because of the way that wallet signatures work, right?
Yeah.
So we're solving that issue, and could do some awesome stuff with the NFT space on that. And then payment protection. So many of your users have probably used Alipay Express or PayPal Express,
Of
right?
course.
Or
Of course.
buyer protection. And what they've done is like this. Oh, I don't really know if I trust this vendor, so I'm gonna opt in for payment protection, right? So we're doing this right now, but we're not doing it how the banks are currently doing it. We're doing it with in a very DeFi way. And so what happens here is a vendor actually puts up collateral in a smart contract, and they say, if I mess up your order, you have this amount that will be allocated to you. Like, this is how confident I am
Wow.
that I'm better. I'm better than the other 10,000 vendors who are selling something similar, but they don't have this feature. But I'm confident in my ability to execute, and I can get you this good or this service on time. And if it doesn't work out that way, then you can take some of the collateral we have. So it operates as sort of an insurance policy. So think like Nexus Mutual, right?
Right.
It's really giving insurance and comfort to the on the vendor side. So these three things are essentially why we think that we've already market tested these ideas, right? These are not like, and there's also other projects that have done awesome things in these sort of three areas separately, but nobody's brought it together and been able to say, yes, let's make this as a package for all marketplaces to use. So sorry, that was a little long-winded.
No, no, I like that. I like it when it's like that. More details, the better. It just it depicts, draws a better picture, right? So that's really good stuff. But Brandon, hey, I got another question here for you. Where are we? Right here, Brandon. Do you know what the sound of that is, Brandon? That's the sound
No,
of free Bitcoin. So it's the first giveaway I'm going to be giving away, okay? So guys, for the first question, for the $100 of Bitcoin, free giveaway here, okay? I want you guys to answer this. Why did Brandon and Bondly choose Polkadot? Whoever answers that first and correctly will receive $100 worth of Bitcoin, and BTC is mooning right now, so that might turn into $200, who knows? All right, guys? So, yeah. As you guys battle that one out there, I'm actually going to move on to our second question, which is Brandon's and Bondly's third product, which I am very much so looking forward to. So we're talking about BONDDEX, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So please, Brandon, enlighten us. What is BONDDEX?
Yeah, so I don't know what the stats are today, but maybe someone from the chat can tell us how much activity has gone through Uniswap in the past 24 hours. I'm gonna say it's over 1 billion probably, right? So we see there is a huge need for AMMs, and you have these ones that maybe are somewhat controversial, right? That have come in and sorry, let me back up a little bit. So AMM refers to automated market maker, and Uniswap is a great example of that type of product where it's a completely DeFi related exchange that really lets people add liquidity, which it acts as sort of an intermediary for a buyer and a seller to trade without the need for Binance to be involved, without the need for Huobi to be involved, right? There's no centralized party. It's all just going through smart contracts. So BONDDEX is sort of the next evolution of that. And what happened is we realized that marketplaces, they don't care about Bitcoin wars. They don't care about blockchain wars, right? All they're doing is they need to come with an asset. It needs to be converted to usually to a stable coin,
Right.
and then they need to execute and then finish off the transaction and then convert however they want. They can convert out to fiat or anything on the back end, right? So BONDDEX will be supported individually as a product, but it's also going to be part of BondProtect, and it's part of the support system. So you can come to BondProtect on one of our sites where it's offered. Similar, like you'll see PayPal, AliExpress, Bondly, right?
Right.
So then what you do, you can actually take the Bitcoin that you're going to get today in this giveaway and use that directly to buy products and services. So even though we're running on Ethereum or Polkadot at that point, it won't matter because we'll be able to support it.
That is so awesome. So is it safe to say, and like I don't mean to give other projects some publicity here, but they are part of the Polkadot family. Is it similar to PolkaSwap, what you guys are doing here? Good stuff.
Yeah, so I would say like we haven't talked to the Sora Meets You team directly, but I would say like we're huge fans. We're huge fans of Sora. We're huge fans of everything they're doing. Like, so this is why we're so confident in this idea, because honestly, the other part of BondDEX that we're not really talking about is we're going to be using it sort of like 1inch, right? So for your fans that have used 1inch exchange, where it actually shows different ability to use different AMMs that exist.
Right.
Yeah, to get the right deal, or MooneySwap as well, which is also another one of their products. So the thing is, we don't care about even our product in terms of, if let's say PolkaSwap for a certain set of assets, they can give a better deal than us, then that's what I want to give our customers. Like, that's it. I don't need that transaction. Like, I want to make sure that PolkaSwap gets it. I want to make sure that every one of these cross-chain AMMs get it if it's cheaper than us, right? That's the goal, is we have to make the deal better for you guys, and we have to make it better for our marketplace customers, because they're not fans of gas, like, right? So I can't walk in next year to I can't walk in for gas, meaning transaction fees, right? I can't walk into and implement on one of these huge marketplaces that does over 300 million in transactions a year, and then every time they do it, they have to pay 300 gwei, right? Every transaction they do. I can't do that, right?
Yeah. Is it gwei? I always say Jiwi, and everybody makes fun of me. So I think I'm the one that's wrong. I'm the one that's wrong.
Maybe it's G Unit. I think it's G Unit.
G Unit. You are from New York, I could tell. Okay, so listen. What was I going to say, guys? So look, to my viewers out there who's listening, so you guys know, man, this project, in my humble opinion, okay, this is going to do well in terms of people are going to come on it. It's going to get its publicity. Brandon, if you could correct me if I'm wrong, this is your first EMA on YouTube, is it?
It is, yeah.
Right? Okay, right. So like that's why. So I don't know. I think some people spoke of it already, and a lot of let's just say YouTube commenters and such like that, like community members, I should say rather. They know of it. But I'm talking about mainstream on YouTube. He's going to be doing a lot more shows and such. Other YouTubers will be covering it. And you guys know what we do on this channel. We like to attack it first. We don't follow trends. We set them. And I'm telling you right now, I am bullish on Bondle, and I'm being honest here. I set the trend. I don't follow them, right? So let's see what happens. But I like my chances. Okay, so that brings us to the next question here, Brandon. Okay, which is from community member Music Therapy, who asks on YouTube. Thank you for your question, Music Therapy. How would you describe Bondly in 3 words? Which is your favorite feature? And how about this? I'll say this. This is it, Bondly in 3 words. Let me answer that for you. BONDSwap, BONDDEX, and BONDProtect. Okay? It's a gem. It's a gem. I don't know. That's me. But let's move on to the next question.
So, like, look, our logo, right? That's the 3. So our 3 triangles are the 3 products that we have, right?
Nice.
So that's really our whole vision. So we're all about the 3s there. Right. So
there we go. Awesome.
All about 3. All about 3. There you go.
Okay, is that like the Illuminati sign or something? Some secret sign there, like Bondly. You got Bondly. Yeah. Okay, if you got a bag of Bondly, you got Bondly. No. Okay. So the next question, guys, will be right here. Let me pop that up. The tokens function. That's very important, right? Yeah. For people who are, it's one thing they hear all these wonderful things that you're telling us, right? But at the end of the day, people want to know, okay, well, what am I putting my money into this token? What does this token do?
Yeah, so the basics and easiest ones to understand is related to our fee structure, right? So for all these products, similar to, some of the major exchanges you've used and their local currencies, you get reduced fees. That's easy, right? Like that's included. So where the utility starts to get interesting is we don't charge any of our marketplaces to use BondProtect, like to integrate. We have no integration fee. So what we do instead is we ask them to actually stake tokens as part of it. So our thing there is by staking, they're actually earning rewards from our network, but they're also making our network stronger, right? And that's the same thing for the vendor level. So you have let's pretend we have our marketplace level, which is like, think eBay, right? So eBay would be a marketplace.
Yeah.
So if we integrate with them, and I'm not saying we have them as a partner, but
All right.
if we integrate with them, they would have to stake tokens at that level, and then each vendor that's selling goods, they would also stake if they want to get the advantages of using BondProtect as part of their store. So realistically, like that's where we say this is a huge differentiator, because so many people are creating new stores on all these different marketplaces, right? And they needed some way to establish that they're different. So these are just a couple of the extra utilities that we'll have as part of the bond token.
Awesome, I like that. So staking. Well, hey, since I know you mentioned staking, is there anything? Could you elaborate a bit more on it in terms of like, is there like you mentioned there's rewards based off of, was it transactions or?
Yeah.
If we could dive a bit.
I'll send you. Yeah. So we have 40% of all tokens minted are dedicated to rewards over the next 5 years. So that's in our bond paper as well.
Nice.
The specifics about how those are going to be distributed, that will come out soon, I promise. But I will say that when the token itself goes live, we will definitely have staking available day one, and we'll have already informed the community on sort of the how that will work. And I will say that also we've announced separately MantraDAO, right? So we have a partnership with them. They've been a huge support of us from day one, JP and the guys there. So we absolutely wanted to say, hey, we support Polkadot, we support innovation, and we want to support the OM stakers by including them in the Bondly family. So it's one of the ways that right now, if you're staking, you'll be eligible for the snapshot, so that you can get tokens there.
That's massive. Once again, since we're on the topic, somebody did ask me, I believe, are you guys issuing airdrops to MantraDAO holders? Is that still in place or no?
So the way to earn that, there's a couple articles out there, so I don't want to say something and then goof it up on the mathematics. That's fine, I would say they're taking, so people who are staking on their native platform, so not BitMax, not Upbit, but if you're staking on their native platform, we've allocated a set of tokens to specifically be given out, a pool of tokens. So think about what Ren is doing for CurveFi and some of their pools, right? Only so we'll be distributing that to the people who are staking on the OM side.
Awesome. No, perfect. Yeah. I mean, like, hey, if you don't have the direct answer, that's fine. You could just say, hey, man, I really don't know. The articles are there. That's fine. I mean, like, again, like, I don't expect you to know it all just like that. So I appreciate your honesty there. Okay. So that brings me to something else. And Brandon, by the way, if you see me looking left, right, down, I'm just controlling everything and interacting with our live audience. Okay. So I'm not on my phone texting or anything like that. Don't worry. Okay.
I won't text either.
Okay. So that brings us to giveaway number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I will review the live replay. The live chat on the replay rather, once it's up, ladies and gentlemen. So for another $100 worth of Bitcoin, whoever answers it first and with the most detail, you can answer it first, but it has to be an accurate answer and well placed and such. Okay, so for $100 worth of Bitcoin, what is BondProtect, ladies and gentlemen? All right, so that's that. Let's head on to my other question that I got here for you. Okay, so that's it. So Bondly is an ERC20 token, correct? Yeah. Could you tell us, is there any sort of specific date set? Probably not, but could you give us an estimate or a generalization on when you'll migrate over to Polkadot?
Right now, so we're already building the substrate code at this moment, right? So what we'd like to do is have our first testnet on Kusama early in Q1 next year. So that means we've already gone live with Ethereum. I say EVM, but really it's the Ethereum version. EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine, but it'll be that version will go live, and then it's about us being able to test on the substrate side on Kusama, probably March or April next year. And then the idea is that we can go to live on mainnet by June or July. Like that's the goal for us right now. And that would include all 3 products. So that's really the exciting part about that.
Awesome, thank you. So let's just take a break. We pretty much answered the bulk of the questions. I believe I got about maybe 4 or 5 left. We'll get back to that shortly. So I believe there was a surprise you had or something you want to speak about in regards to my channel. By the way, guys, I
Yeah.
have no idea. Okay, for those who are here with us live and who are going to watch the replay, I have no idea what Brandon's going to drop on me right here, right now. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be in between. But hey, I got thick skin. Let's go for it, Brandon. So what do you have for us?
Sure. Yeah. So we didn't. So this is the problem with our. I think with when we're talking about this message and why I like your channel so much, and you did such a great job on the intro video last time. Is like we have a lot going on that we have to talk about what market that BondProtect and what we're actually servicing. So the whole thing that we talked about earlier about an Instagram account or a Twitter account, right? So we see that these things are not just people's social media. These are actually businesses, right? So if you go on to most Instagram influencers across the world right now, any genre, any area, right? If they hit their Instagram account really has a value that I don't think people really realize that these are actual functioning businesses. They don't have a front door, but they have revenue. They have customers, right, who are happy to use their product, which is basically be there, comment, like, subscribe, and they have direction in a lot of cases where they have a very strong niche. So this is better than 99% of all crypto projects, right?
Yeah.
That don't have revenue, they don't have customers, right? So this Instagram account that you follow is actually a functioning business. So Bondly is really trying to target this. So if you think about everything that could be sold with an NFT or in a digital way, right? There's tons of things. You could things like real estate, like actual physical property, eventually will be there, right? That'll be years down the line, but we'll be able to buy a house using Bitcoin, and it will all be on chain. There'll be an NFT for that house, a non-fungible token, right? That will represent the title for that house, and you'll be able to use Bondly to swap that, right? Definitely, that's super easy, right? What is going to be different in the short term, though, is that we're targeting digital type businesses, and honestly, an Instagram account is exactly that, right? So a travel blog is exactly that. A YouTube account by your favorite YouTuber is exactly that. So so in the past few years, my partner Harry has really specialized in doing mergers and acquisitions for these type of businesses, and really it comes down to coming up with a valuation criteria and metric to say how much your channel is worth. And then what we would do is we would buy the channel as a whole, or we would buy a portion of the channel. And then for us, it was all about getting higher network metrics. So for a YouTube channel, it would be, how can we increase subscribers? How can we get more comments? How can we move to new areas of user base, so expand user growth? How can we get better brand deals? So brand deals meaning like advertisers that would come on, because I mean you know yourself, right? AdSense is not the not the most liberal form, but that's the thing. So for us, it's all about connecting a list of brands that Harry was working with, and then connecting it to the YouTube channels to grow revenue. So we had a lot of cases where we did this, and I love to. I think we're a little short on time, but there's a lot of cases where, for example, there was a YouTube channel that was all about car crash compilations, right? all they did was they took different videos from around the internet, and they put them together, and they would post them. And guess what? Every video got 7 million views, right?
That's crazy.
And we're like, wow, this is a huge amount of interaction. So what Harry did is he went to them and he said, basically, let me buy your channel for X amount, and we'll increase the advertising revenue and everything, and then we'll actually be able to sell this to another major business afterwards. And the guy said yes. So what did Harry do? What was the first thing he did? He said he made a deal with 3 local insurance companies, and then at the bottom of the video, the only thing he did is ask, can anyone get insured?
Wow.
So
yeah,
what happened then is it went from a YouTube video that really couldn't earn any revenue because of the way YouTube's policy works, and now it was a huge earner every month from just this click-through ad that got added. So it was super easy for him to basically compile the financial statements and then sell it to another brand that can do even bigger action.
Gotcha.
That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I guess, did you guys do a valuation on myself, or is that something that we should not disclose?
No, that was setting up the context, and now it's your turn. So we actually used our valuation metrics for YouTube, and we went through your channel. So I'm going to bring it up right now.
Don't say something like, "Yo, dude, you're worth $100, man." You know.
Oh, it's a lot more than that, actually.
Really
so,
interesting.
So there's a couple things we look at. So one of the things is we have an estimation value for each video. We have a number of videos that you're putting through every year. We have an estimation on the revenue potential. We also looked at things like having a community.
Right.
And so it looks like that you don't have like a public community, so a lot of other YouTubers do. So we would say that there's a ratio on that as well. Sure. If you were to build a community directly, you have fans, because as soon as we announced the thing, they all came to our Telegram at the Bondly one, and they said hi. So like you have a huge amount of fans. So what we said was, from the calculation standpoint, your yearly earning was about 30K per year. So our valuation for you, we would buy you at a business of $108,000 USD.
I might have to just call it quits. My fellow crypto lifestylers who are watching us. Honestly, guys, YouTube is burnout, and that 180K is very tempting. No, I ain't gonna sell it, but that's awesome.
And we said that you would actually get 20% more markup if you were able to build a community of over 2,000 that were just basically around this.
This is the thing, right? So for me, I get that asked a lot from my subscribers, and the thing with me is this. So it just won't be fair. Like I could do that, no problem, but it will be hard for me to participate in my own chat. I have a chat that's private with 30 people that's been with me since probably my first year on YouTube, and we have a good friendship there. I love everyone who subscribed to my channel, and I'm ever grateful for that. But I just don't think it'll be fair, because I don't have the time to really commute in Telegram, and I don't want to sound like everybody has stuff to do. But it's so true. It's not ideal like that, and a lot of people ask me, they say, "Hey man, open a Telegram chat, please. Is it a paid one? I know you got a private one." I'm like, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's just that, I mean, like, hey, I could open it, but I'm not going to be there that much. So what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, listen to me. If I make a video saying, guys, okay, I'm going to open my chat, I guarantee I'll get 2,000 people in there by the next day. I'm not even lying. I'm not even joking. Like, so many people always ask me. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say, so this is what we would do for your channel, because you are the heart and soul of the channel, right? We can't just sit here and just buy your channel outright. It doesn't make any sense, right? So how does this strategy work, right? So we would say 20 to 30% of your channel. That's what our target would be. So we would want to have equity in you, in your brand, and everything you're doing. And then what we would do is we would pay you a salary, and we're using you as an example here. You do not have to take this up on me, with me. But we would pay you a salary for the equity share that's there. We would also do a revenue share deal with you, so that portion of the revenue that your new revenue you would get. But we would basically give you a new set of advertisers from our network. We would also do things like hire a community manager to work with your community to build that up as well. So the whole idea is we want to get you from 100K to 300K in 9 months. So then not only do we already see your potential, but then all the other brands that are really interested in your channel will too. And you're in a hot area, you're in crypto, and all these things. So it's very, very possible.
Well, how about this? Let's ask the people right now in the live chat. Do you guys think I should start a public Telegram chat? If we have an overwhelming response, I'm going to open it right now. Like, when I say right now. No, seriously, after this live stream, I'll open a public chat and I'll drop it there. Let's see what happens. All right? So for the people who are watching, do you think I should open a public Telegram chat? If you guys want it, I'll do it. Okay, Brandon, that's awesome, man. Thank you for that evaluation. I never knew my channel was worth that much. And I think one of the things that, say marketing companies or say project owners, they're looking to share their project, right? And this is just my opinion. Let me know if you agree or not, or you're just neutral on it. But they like to say, how much subs do you got? You got a lot of subs? I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I'm like this. First of all, I don't take anything. And by the way, guys, this is not paid. This is me sharing you guys. Did I pay you anything, did you pay me anything, Brandon? Nothing.
No.
This is not paid. I bring Brandon on here because I believe it's a really good project that could benefit my people. And my next question is going to be about the IDO. But before we get to that, you know, like the I guess the status quo, like the common way of thinking, line of thinking is, if you got a lot of subs, man, I'm going to come to you and pay you a lot more money as a project, you know, if I'm a project owner. But it's like, what's the engagement like? You know, what is the turnover rate? Are you getting people into these people's projects? Like, people would say, well, let's do a TikTok campaign. I'm like, why? That's such a waste of money. You know why? Yeah, TikTok got millions of people there and is active, but at the end of the day, like, no offense, they're like 8-year-old, 10-year-old kids. So it's not good target marketing, and those kids are going to ask their mom for $50 to invest into your project, right? So a guy on YouTube who has 100 subs that are real, like, yeah, man, yo, this guy's always bringing gems, let's invest. They'll do far better than someone with, you know, 1 million subs that are like, you know, 14-year-old kids. Like, I'm just saying. So it goes back to your metrics and what you look at.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Like, those are all factors. But I'll tell you specifically where you're in our calculations, your account fits into what we call a challenger class. So meaning, like, you don't necessarily have the sub metrics, but you have this really strong month over month views and the growth factor where we see that you're being shared on other social media and all these other things. So that for us is more important, because subs are easy to buy, right?
Yes,
I can go buy you another 100,000 subs if you want, but realistically that doesn't mean anything if they're not interacting with your channel. Exactly. So what happens is we would come in, we would use all these things that we know and all of our brand deals, and that happens naturally, and that's part of the next package. So the person who goes and buys you at a 300 million valuation, maybe, but a 300K valuation, that would be the package that they get as part of your channel. So yeah.
Awesome. No, thank you for breaking down my channel and sharing that with everybody, because that's just not unique to myself, right? So for those who are, you know, want to be, you know, on social media, influencers and such, you know, there's a bigger picture to this as well. And I was unaware of that as well myself, like, you know, the value of a channel and the metrics involved. So thank you for sharing that, Brandon. So this is a very, and we got a couple of important things to get to as well, which I'm going to show you guys a glimpse of. We got this here. We kind of touched up on, say, the Cointelegraph PayPal, but we don't necessarily have to get back into that. We're going to be touching up on what NFT tokens are doing in the crypto space. Very exciting stuff, guys. If you know what's the next big thing coming, as people like myself, I can only speak for myself because I'm not a financial advisor, but you could better position yourself to move forward, right? And that's why I see value in Bondly, because they know what's happening with Polkadot, right? And they're positioning there. Now, NFT tokens are the next forthcoming. They've been around for a while. I've actually covered them last year as well. I did videos on OpenSea and how to sell them too as well. So you guys could check that out in the, you know, after the live stream if that's something that interests you. But speaking of things that interest you, I know this will, guys. So Brandon, everybody, I'm sure, like, the chat's just popping off right now. I can't even read a message without it going up. So people want to know, man, how could they get their hands on these damn bond tokens in regards to your, I believe you have a pre-offering and an IDO. Is the pre-offering open to the people, or is it just the IDO?
Yes, so let's talk a little bit about that. So we thought about a bunch of different ways that we can get the community engaged. So, like, this is the biggest thing that people are asking me, and I'm very super honored that they want to ask how they can participate in the token and how they can get involved more with the project. So, like, yes. So my answer to that is definitely the pre-offering round is going to be provided, and we're going to have a lot more details on that. But I'm happy to give your viewers right now an exclusive peek into that. So if you could show that that picture we looked at.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, the NFT. Yeah.
Yes.
Right on, right here. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this is so what we're doing is what we'll be offering people to participate within our pre-offering round. But how it will work is we'll be selling a set of NFT tokens via OpenSea and some of the other marketplaces as well. And what's different about these tokens is that by owning one of these NFTs, you'll actually be enrolled in the you'll be able to get an airdrop of tokens for doing that. So similar to what the bond paper says about participating, for the same amount in Ethereum that you participate and buy one of these, that's what you'll be actually getting as part of the distribution of an airdrop. And why we're so excited about this is like, not only is this, we wanted to add every single possible utility to this. So not only if you were interested in participating before, it's almost the same. It's just a different process now. You're just buying an NFT instead of a different, like going on to somewhere else to buy it. But what's great about this is we've added in a whole bunch of extra utility into this. So not only is it really just cool art, like, so we've gotten 3 amazing artists to commission, will all be credited as part of this, but they're phenomenal artists. So these are artists that actually do concept art for major manga or anime. They do, like, they're well known in their specific genres, but what we wanted to do, and the one we were showing is realistically, that's one of the sets, but we'll have 15 unique cards as part of this. We're calling them cards because they really resemble a digital trading card rather than anything else. So what the folks will be able to do is buy one of these, and yeah, you'll be already part of the program. So not only does it have cool art, it has an airdrop. You're going to have the ability to stake this NFT for additional rewards. So not just staking our token, but you also stake this NFT, which is really sort of cool. It's super cool. And also, if I wasn't enough already, the last one is those who are holding the NFT, what we'll be doing is we'll be minting an extra set of what we call the gold or hollow ones. And these will not be available for purchase beforehand. Okay. But every week for a certain promotional period, what we'll be doing is one of these extra NFTs we'll actually be cutting and putting in a random wallet that's holding one of them.
Gotcha.
So you get a free card for basically participating and holding on to the card that you have with us.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. So you're saying this will be listed on OpenSea, guys. So if you're not familiar with OpenSea, I did a video on that. It's an NFT marketplace. Okay. So you're saying that so what's going to be the amount of these cards that are on the actual OpenSea or Rarible or whatever? So people, is it a limited amount?
Yeah, so I don't want to get into the specific amounts, but I will say that they'll be equivalent to the round itself of so by the amount you buy there, that will also be the amount that you would be contributing to that round in terms of the airdrop. But we're trying to make the price point low enough that everybody can participate. And I would say also, like, what we're also doing is if you buy multiples of the cards, it won't do you any good, actually. So the idea is that we only want people to buy 1 of each card at max, because if you buy 2 of them, the airdrop feature won't happen. So the whole idea here is we want a lot of people to come in to buy the cards and get really super interested in it, and not have it go to sort of a heavy hand and to buy all of them, because they won't get the benefit by doing that. Does that make sense?
Hey. Yeah, man, dude, I love this. Like, this is new, and I love innovative minds, right? To go about your pre-sale like this. I've never seen one conducted in this way. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't know, but what I'm hearing is I'm liking. You guys are showing your innovation here, right? So that's a creative mind. I like that. I respect that highly. And people in the chat too are saying cool as well, so they're loving it as well. So that's always a good sign. We're wrapping up almost, and I will ask you if you have anything else you want to share with us before we go, in case we missed anything. But I think we covered everything for the most part. I'm gonna just put some questions I took down beforehand from community member. Yeah, community member Alex 123 whatever Alex 123 asks, what are the token allocations for the dev team? Are they time locked? If so, how long for? And will the release be staggered? Before you answer, Brandon, again, I don't expect you to know this off the top of your head. So I did. Let me know if this is still accurate information based off of the bond paper.
For sure. So 12 and 12. That was an easy one. I remember that one.
Yeah.
So once we go live, there's a 12-month period where nobody gets tokens, and that goes for our founders, advisors, team. That's it. And then they get 1/12 for 12 months. So that'll be it. There's no and that goes for our whole advisor team, our core team, and the founder team. So awesome.
Awesome, cool. Thank you. And once again, if you can't comment on this, I totally get it. Is there a specific time for the IDO, like general time?
So date? I would say that we're definitely going live with the token in the November first half.
First
for
half of
sure.
November. Awesome.
Yeah.
So within 3
So
weeks.
we
Then, I
can't let
guess.
everyone wait any longer because
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. So there you have it, guys. You just heard it from the man himself. There's not. He didn't specifically say an exact date. However, you could expect it to go live within 3 weeks, sometime before November 20th or the 15th. Okay, guys. So, what do you know? What currency you guys are accepting? Is it stablecoin? Is it Ethereum or?
I think when we get a little bit closer, we'll be able to announce it. But I would say like the next thing is really the pre-offering round, and that will be likely supported by Ethereum. So that's the only slight difference that we have from the original spec in the bond paper in terms of how that round
Interesting.
goes. So that will be the primary one, just because it's going to be sold via NFT instead. We're doing an NFT sale.
Right. So the NFT sales for both rounds, or no? The IDO and the pre-offer?
Definitely for the pre-offering round, for sure.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So
So,
IDO, you don't know just
um,
yet. Has not been finalized as yet for the IDO, how that will take place,
right.
right? Gotcha, gotcha. No, that's fine, man. Awesome. So I love it that you are actually allowing the public participants, the public, to get into the pre-offering and not just only the IDO. That's awesome, because normally, at least how most of these sales are going, you just gotta be in the know, man. Again, to pre-sales and then public sales happen. So that's really good to see there. Everybody could get their hands on some if they feel, if they would like. So that's great. Okay, so I think we have time for one question or two on the live stream?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it, guys. So I'm gonna scroll through here. Just give me a moment. And the chat is just jumpy. So, okay, I don't know what it is. I'm just going to read it. I see a question mark at the end. Koblushka Tibble asks, so if I buy the NFT for 20 ETH, I get twice as many bond than I would if I got for 10 ETH? That's a good question, I think. Yeah. Since it's a new process.
Let me think about this. I might need to take out my fingers and toes to count this one. But he's saying, so he's saying that basically, I'm trying to make sure I understood the question correctly. So think of it as you're buying the NFT, but the value of that NFT that you're buying, or the set of, if you buy our card set, the value from that will actually be the value as if you were participating in the pre-offering round in terms of the amount of tokens that you get. And another thing that's really interesting about this is I don't think anybody in the world has ever done something that has truly trustless OTC. Let me explain that a little bit, right? So every NFT that we have will be 3 airdrops, right? So it's not just one,
Right.
It's 3.
Right.
So let's say you buy this NFT and you're stoked, and then that first airdrop happens, but then you say, well, actually, I want to sell it to someone else. It's whoever's holding that is going to be getting the airdrop, right? So many people right now, you're using these Telegram groups where you do these OTC deals, and you just have to hope. You have to hope someone will be honorable enough to give you the tokens when they get them, right? But you don't know when it's coming, right? Like they could give you longer. So BondProtect actually fixes this. But what do we do now that BondProtect isn't out? Well, this is our part in making this safer.
Right.
So what we're doing is we're going to give it to whoever has that NFT. So that means if you decide to, you can resell this and sell it to someone else, and that other person will get the airdrop.
I love that. Very, very fascinating. Good stuff there. That's true, because like I've actually done a lot of OTC trades, and it's like what you say, man. Once you send those, whatever it is, Ethereum, USDT, whatever, Bitcoin, you're like, okay, well, it's your turn now. And every second that goes by, you don't really know the guy on the other end. So it goes back to that whole trusted system. And then some people, the smart contracts are there and such, but there's ways that they could admin keys and all that, but we don't have to get into those details. Okay, so next question, which is the last live one, which goes out to my man Shayo. What's up, Shayo? Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. He asks, will all these come into fruition on a bond dashboard of some sort, similar to Mantra DAOs? That's a vague question. I'm not too sure what he's referring to. Unless he's referring to the NFT.
Talking about our product, if he's talking about our products, yes, absolutely. That's the goal. Is like we have all of them integrated. It's super easy to use. It's like swap, trade, or protect. It'll be like a very simple menu that you can use once all the things are out. It'll look like a normal web page. It'll look more modern than like a CurveFi, and but it'll be similar in terms of like the core functionality will be there. So, and we're spending a lot of time on design because we feel that things like CurveFi and some of the other DeFi platforms maybe don't have the best user experience or user interface, but we're trying to be as inclusive as we can to our products. We want to make them the best experience. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Brandon, that's all I have for you from questions I've taken down from the community, from my personal questions, live stream questions. Is there anything else you want to share with us, or you think we covered everything?
I just want to say, like, thank you to you, obviously, for being the first one to do this on YouTube, and I'm happy to share all this information with you. I would just tell everybody, like, regardless of our token, right? The biggest thing that I want everybody to take away from this is like NFT is happening, right? It's gonna be, we're doing things with NFT, but it is a glimmer of what's coming in this realm. So I would ask everybody to like go do your research on this, because like the next 9 months are really going to change how we think about digital assets, how we think about the world. Even I would say it's that big. So that's why it's so important, and that's why we're excited to have BondProtect ready to be able to be your marketplace for those, like to be able to trade them and to offer interesting products related to that. But the key thing is, even if you don't ever use Bondly, please like do it for yourself. Like this is gonna really change your life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that, Brandon. I'm just going to say my conclusion here, and then we'll just end it like that. All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the interview. You just heard it from the horse's mouth, from the CEO. From the CEO himself, Brandon Smith. I'm personally super bullish on Bondly, and I'm sure after this interview, you all know why. Bondly will be disrupting the OTC space, allowing us to essentially have a decentralized payment gateway, and we'll be delivering a cross-chain decentralized exchange where we can trade any crypto that belongs to any blockchain network in a true decentralized way. So you know what? There really isn't much left to say other than, oh, whoa. Actually, you know what? There is. Brandon, I need one more thing from you. What lifestyle are you living, man?
That would be the crypto lifestyle.
Now we's a talking, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys, the interview is done. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want your Bondly tokens, you know how to get them and where to get them. So you know what? There ain't really much left to say other than till the next interview. Your ass is on your own, man. Later.